Welcome to Eventolo QR. This demo is going to focus on the features within Eventolo QR and discuss what Eventolo QR is. So in a nutshell, Eventolo QR is an application that can be used to create QR codes to allow guests to simply upload photos without the need for downloading applications. They can literally just scan a QR code. As well as our customers being able to create QR codes for guests to respond to RSVPs for events that they set up. There's a lot more that we're introducing to Eventolo QR, and we will touch on that today so that we can show you the value that we're bringing to our customers. But in a nutshell, you can see here we can instantly create QR codes. These QR codes can then be shared, printed out, so that your guests can scan those QR codes and upload photos and respond to RSVPs. You can then, as the customer using Eventolo QR, see all those photos, see the responses to RSVPs, so that you can plan accordingly and also get and save all those memories and photos that you've managed to capture with the guests that have shared those images. We're also introducing some new things to the Plus subscription for Eventolo QR, and that is the events website. So now what our Plus members are going to be able to do is actually create simple websites where they can share key information such as the QR codes, such as the event date, the location, any menus and other things like that as well. We also have the option to collect menu choices from guests. So when they respond to RSVPs, we can also collect their menu choices as well. So we'll take a look at all this in more detail. And you can see that we have a free package. The free package allows you to create one event and upload 10 photos, and you still get that QR generation. But the Plus model is where you're going to get unlocked features for everything that we discussed today. So once you've created your account, and assuming you're with the on the Plus model, you're going to get brought to the events dashboard. And what we're going to do now is just run through how we create an event, what it looks like, and some of the features. So let's just create our first event, and we're going to call this event test wedding. Let's just call it a test wedding, and we'll give it a test description just to keep things basic and clean. And then we want to specify our event date. So let's just say, for example, our date is going to be just before Christmas, a lovely wedding just before Christmas. Now we can optionally add start and end times, which will be displayed to yourself and guests. So we'll just go ahead and do that, and we'll say maybe 10 o'clock it's going to start, maybe the ceremony, and then let's say it's going to go on until just before midnight. And then what we can do is we can add our event location. So let's just say Hilton Hotel, and when you're adding your location, put in the full address of the location, because then guests will be able to click on that and see exactly where that is as well. So you have a few options here. So you can enable RSVP. So this allows you to either allow guests to respond to RSVP, so you can get the number of people that have said they're going to come, people that can't make it, etc. So we'll leave that on. That's on by default. We can also enable photo upload. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to create a QR code, which then can be printed out, which can then be shared, so that the guests on the day can upload pictures using that QR code as well. Now you do have another option to allow guests to see each other's photos. This is off by default. Some customers like it on, but usually we see it turned off because guests don't really need to see all the photos. It's more so for the person, which is usually the bride and groom creating the event, to actually see all those photos. So we'll leave that as off. And then what you can do optionally is you can create a password to protect your photo gallery as well. We're going to leave that off as well. Let's create that event, and then once you've created that event, you can see now that our event here has been created. So we've got a total number of events, total photos, and total guests. So if I just refresh that now, you can see there we've got one total event, we've got no photos and no guests which have RSVP'd yet. Our event tile is here, so we can see when it's been created, we can see RSVPs, how many people have RSVP'd, which is none at the moment. We can see photos that have been uploaded, and we've got all the information that we put in here. So there are a lot of things that we can now do. So what we'll do is we'll start off with manage, and we'll just run through all the different buttons that we've got here just to show you all the features. So if we select manage, you can edit anything that you've already created under general settings. And then what we can do is we can go to photo settings, which will allow us to go back and maybe add the password. If we want to password protect our photo gallery, it will also allow us to change the settings to allow guests to see other photos as well. Again, RSVP settings, we can change that if we choose to do so. We then have menu management, so we can enable menu management. So this allows our guests to select from the menu when they RSVP. So we can use our basic templates that we've got built in. So you can choose from a 3-course meal template, full meal, simple dishes. You can create your own, or you can upload a PDF of a menu that you may already have as well. We'll just stick with the template, so we'll just say 3-course meal for now. You can change these starters, you can change basically everything in the template. You can add descriptions if you choose to do so. You can remove things. It's totally up to you. But once you've done that, you can then just save menu, and then it'll just notify you saying that it's been saved. So once our menu has been saved, we can see that that's now visible there. Now what we want to do is, let's say for instance we wanted to create our own website so that we can just share it with our guests so that they could get the QR code, so that we could maybe notify them of important information, or just share anything about the wedding. What this simple website management allows you to do is create up to 3 pages where you can then share your own website with your guests. So we can start with a template. So we can either do a blank canvas, we can start with maybe a classic wedding, birthday celebration, or corporate event template. So let's just, for our instance, just go with classic wedding. And what this is going to do, it's going to outline the first page for you. And then you can come into here, you can edit options and colors and stuff like this. You can add background images, things like that basically. So this is essentially going to be the first page. You've then got some more blocks that you can add if you wanted to the page. But if you wanted to just keep it as it is, obviously modifying the text, then you can just do that and either save draft or publish it straight away if you wanted it to be published. You can either change the template look as well. So you've got like an elegant font style, you've got a minimal font style, or you can use the modern font style as well. So we'll just go with publish for that, and that'll let us know that that's been published. And then once that's published, what we can do is we've then got an option to either go back into manage, and you can add 2 more pages to go with your website, or you could just leave it as a 1-pager if you wanted to. You can unpublish it if you wanted to take it offline and make some changes. But essentially what you're going to see here is you've got your website URL that you can then share with guests or whoever you want to share it with. So once you're happy with your website, you can either go directly to the URL, or you can actually click view my website. And what this is going to do is it's going to take you to the website. So you can see here, this is the first page, and it's basically going to output anything that you've configured here. So just a nice basic website that you can share with people if you choose to do so. So that's the website feature. We've gone through the menu feature. Now let's have a look at the RSVP feature. So if we click view RSVPs, we can see that there is currently none. So you can see total guest count, who's attending, who said maybe, and who has said not attending. And then you can filter down if you choose to do so. Obviously, this is at none at the moment, but really what we want to do is want to send out those QR codes so that we can get responses to the RSVPs. So if you have some invites as well, if you've got digital invites, you can actually upload these digital invites as well. So when you actually send out the RSVPs, that will share the invite with the guests as well, and they can download that as well if they choose to do so. Just before we delve into RSVPs a little bit more, if we just click on QR codes, you can see here that you've got the RSVPs here. So you can, the QR codes for the RSVP and the photo upload QR code as well. These are two different QR codes that are generated. So you can download these. You can then share them however you want. You also have URLs that you can share for each of the two as well, if you decided to do so as well. So now if we wanted to share things, again, you can click share. You can share the URL or copy the URL. You can share it via different social media outlets, or you can just simply download the QR code as well. What we're going to do is we're just going to copy the QR code link, and then we'll open this into a new page here. And you can see there now you're brought on to, this is what the guests are going to see. So we can see information about the date and time. We can see the location. We can see the description. And if you have, again, if you've got a digital invite, this will also be attached here as well if you had one. But essentially the guest is going to put in their name here. So let's just say Bob P. And let's just say b.com. And then we could just put in a mobile number. And then we can specify how many guests are going to be tied to this RSVP. So, if it's a family of 4, let's say, we can add 2 adults, we can add 2 children. And then what we're going to get is we're going to get the option to add any dietary requirements, add the name of the person for the menu items, and then they can select what items they want. Just to keep it simple, we're just going to keep it with 1 adult at the moment, 0 children. So let's just say it's just Bob coming alone. And let's just say no nuts. And for our starter, we'll stick with soup. Main course, we'll go with chicken, and then we'll finish up with a lovely ice cream. And Bobby's going to attend, so we're going to say, yes, I'll be there. And then you can include any message here, so no message if you wanted to. And then once the guest has done that, they can submit the RSVP, and that's been done now, so they can then close that page, or they'll be redirected to the Eventolo QR page. But ideally, once that's done, you can then come onto your dashboard and you can see the total guests and RSVPs. So you can see here, if we click into there, we can see that Bob P said he's going to attend, he's accepted it. 1 adult, no children. We can see his dietary requirements. We've got his menu choices. And then if we wanted to further just delve down into the food specifically, if we've got a number of guests and we need to maybe print that off or share that with the venue, we can just simply go on to food orders in total, and then we can see sort of who's ordered what or who would like what. And then if we want to pass that to the actual venue, we can export that via CSV as well. So basically an Excel file, just so that we can share that directly with the venue as well. So that's all your food choices. You can then export all your guests to an Excel file as well, so you can see exactly who's coming as well. And then let's say, for example, Bob's maybe entered some incorrect information. Let's say, for example, Bob's actually said, I don't like soup. In fact, let's go with a salad. We can actually save that for Bob, and that will update it there. So we can see now that Bob's actually having a salad for his starter as well. If we need to contact them, we've got the email address, we've got the phone number as well, so we can do that as well. Now, let's also say Bob's decided that he can no longer make it because he's working. We can then remove Bob, so we can actually remove him from the RSVP. And then as soon as this is refreshed, we're going to see that there's back to 0 guests here that can come anymore. Same thing with the photo. So again, if you want to upload a photo or you want to actually test it before you actually print everything out and share it with your guests, you can actually just use the link there to just go ahead and upload a photo. So again, let's just show you what this looks like. So this is what the guests will see. They have no requirement to download a separate app on Android or iOS as well. So this is really good, especially for the older guests who are not really familiar with, a lot of the technologies these days. It's really nice that guests can just scan a QR code and upload photos and be done with it. So once your guest uploads a photo, they can enter their name, which is optional. They can add a caption, and then they can go ahead and upload that. So we have one photo that we're going to upload. We'll just call this test photo. And then let's just go ahead and upload that photo. And then we can see that that's now uploaded. So you can do this on tablet, on your mobile phone, anywhere a guest chooses to do so, they can do this. So if they are done, don't have any more photos, and by the way, they can upload multiple photos at once. It's not just one photo at a time. They can either exit or they can upload some more photos if they choose to do so. We'll just leave it there for now. And what we'll do is we can actually see we've now got one photo in total across all events. So we can actually click into this and click manage photos, and you can actually see, the photos by so-and-so. We can see the photo, we can download the photo, delete the photo. And if you've got, say, 200 plus images, let's just say, for example, you can select all, and then you can download everything that's been selected there. So really straightforward and easy to do. So in a nutshell, that is Eventolo QR, and that is how it works. And you've also seen some of our new features that we're going to be releasing shortly. It is very beneficial for events such as weddings and birthdays and things like that, and it keeps everything under one roof as well. If you've got any questions or want to find out more about Eventolo QR or have any feedback, please do reach out to us, but we aim to continue to deliver new features based on feedback from our customers. But thank you for watching.